Across continents, two nations stand divided by history yet bound by a shared struggle: the quest for women's empowerment. From Pakistan's constitutional promises to the United Kingdom's codified equality, the story of women's rights is not just legal, is lived, fought for, and constantly redefined. This is the story of law, justice, and the everyday journey toward dignity. Yet equality on paper is only the beginning. The true test is how far these promises echo in the daily lives of women. Pakistan's legislature has battled grim realities. Laws outlawing acid attacks, honor killings, and workplace harassment represent progress against deep cultural scars. The 2021 Anti-Rape Act brought special courts and forensic standards. In the United Kingdom, the Equality Act stands as a shield against discrimination, while the Domestic Abuse Act of 2021 acknowledges coercive control and expands protections. The frameworks are powerful, but legislation is only the skeleton. The flesh of justice requires enforcement, sensitivity, and trust. Pakistan faces an enforcement gap. Women constitute only 5% of the civil service and just 3% of the police force. Patriarchal traditions weaken inheritance rights and access to justice, leaving many unprotected despite constitutional guarantees. In the UK, laws are well defined, yet the system is strained. 1 in 12 women experiences violence in a given year, yet only a fraction of cases reach conviction. In 2024 alone, over 2 million people reported domestic abuse, but prosecutions numbered just over 50,000. Both nations stand at the same crossroads: justice delayed, justice denied. Some milestones shine as beacons. Benazir Bhutto became the first woman to lead a Muslim-majority country in 1988. Pakistan's Supreme Court welcomed Justice Aisha Malik in 2022. In Britain, Lady Sue Carr's appointment as Chief Justice in 2023 marked history. Yet behind these icons, numbers tell another story. Women remain less than 10% of senior judges in Pakistan's high courts, and only about a third of judges in the UK's higher courts. Progress is undeniable, but parity remains elusive. Representation reveals the depth of inclusion. Initiatives for women's police desks and gender units exist, but remain underfunded. Contrast this with the UK, where women comprise more than half of the civil service, nearly half of senior posts, and a third of police forces. In the NHS, women dominate the workforce at nearly 77%. Numbers matter not just as statistics, but as living proof of equality in public life. Pakistan's penal code criminalizes rape, harassment, forced marriage, and honor crimes offenses met with severe penalties. The Anti-Rape Act introduced specialized courts and forensic protocols. Yet forced marriages and denial of inheritance persist, driven by cultural resistance. In Britain, the law grapples with magnitude: over 1 million incidents of violence against women recorded yearly. Here too, the challenge is not only writing laws, but bridging the gap between victims and justice. At work, both countries outlaw discrimination, but protections differ. Pakistan provides sector-specific maternity laws. The UK enforces robust national-level protections. Education is a constitutional guarantee in Pakistan, yet access gaps remain wide, especially for rural girls. In politics, Pakistan reserves seats for women in legislatures, ensuring descriptive representation. The UK has no quotas, but reforms in party politics have elevated women into leadership. Two paths, both leading toward greater participation, yet still incomplete. Change is not driven by law alone. It emerges from streets and movements. In Pakistan, the Aurat March has become a symbol of defiance, demanding bodily autonomy and protection from violence. International actors like the UN and World Bank strengthen these efforts, weaving gender-based violence prevention into programs on health, education, and rural development. In Britain, campaigns against online misogyny and domestic violence shape public policy. Local activism and global support together move the needle of progress. Empowerment is practical. In Pakistan, it means more shelters, stronger inheritance enforcement, and scaling women's presence in law. In Britain, empowerment lies in closing the justice gap, ensuring reports of abuse translate into convictions, and combating online spaces where misogyny thrives. Both countries, though worlds apart, share the same truth. Empowerment is not declared, it is delivered through services, policies, and lived change. Pakistan and the United Kingdom walk different paths toward the same goal: dignity, safety, and equality for women. Their laws are milestones, but culture, enforcement, and representation remain the battlegrounds. Empowerment is not a destination, but a journey. One carried by every woman who claims her rights and every society that chooses to honour them. Dedicated to the women who continue to shape history through law, leadership, and resilience.